Hi, my name is Mer, and what started out as a simple cupboard organization project turned out to be almost an entire home organization project. First, I'll be showing you the first part of this video, which I recorded about 2 weeks ago when I started all of this, where you see me sort out everything and the video will speak for itself. Then we're going to come back to see the results, or you can click to this point in time and I'll see you there. Welcome in the mess I call my home. Hello and welcome. Today we are going to organize my cupboards. I already kind of started with getting them practically empty. In this box we have some sweets and stuff, and I have my medicine thing right here. We are going to reorganize my cupboards because I have so much stuff, and just how everything is right now, it doesn't really make sense. The only thing that kind of makes sense is this, and it's already just pretty, well, it's not that cluttered in here, but it's not the prettiest too. Because I want to free up some space in my bottom cupboards that you cannot see, where I have my pots and pans, because it's just always a mess trying to get something in and out of there. And then I also still have the room behind me where we can also put stuff that we don't necessarily need to have in the kitchen. So yeah, let's get it. I think for some reason I just hate doing it. It's refilling my ice cube trays. That's just something I wish that would just do itself. Like, I don't mind cleaning and doing stuff and being busy, but refilling these, even though it's one of the easiest tasks, it's almost because it's like that easy, I just kind of don't want to do it. Here we go. I'll worry about the dishes later. Let's first just make sure we are a little bit energized and caffeinated and energized and caffeinated. So I kind of don't really know where to start. I think I'm going to take one of the boxes again. And I think we are going to fill this up with all my baking supplies and all my flour and those things, and let's actually put these in the freezer. So here we have practically everything that was in my cupboard, and I also got a few groceries that I see we still need to put some back in the fridge. So let's do that. I actually find it really hard to organize this. So I think sugar will go in here, but I also use my sugar for my matcha. So do I just take my last few? Yeah, let's take the last few sugar sticks out of here and put the vanilla sugars back in together with the gelatin. And I thought okay, well, this doesn't fit in here. The powdered sugar and flour, baking powder. I feel like I will actually just put my protein powder in here. This is practically empty. Okay, I feel like there's maybe one shake in here. Let's just put that on the side. I'll drink that later. Let's redo this. I have quite a few of these coffee things. So let's put those in here because they're kind of like my emergency coffee. Let's just put this in the cupboard. So we are going to put this on the top shelf. It doesn't have to look extremely aesthetically pleasing. It just has to function for now. And I'll also be putting my protein flavorings, because I rarely use them. I don't really like them anymore. My vanilla flavoring and some sprinkles. Let's put them in the box too. And this is why I kind of wanted to have one of these. I can just put them in there like that. So next, I don't know why, but I have a picture of myself from Switzerland in here. I feel like I wanted to kind of customize this and forgot after a picture. But right now we'll be focusing on these two. This is kind of what I want my almost breakfast section to be. I also have these 3 syrups that are usually just on my counter. Maybe we should put those in there too. I don't know. So we also have my matchas. I think I'm just going to put a few things in here and kind of figure myself out and see what happens when I just kind of do my thing. and then we can all watch and see the results of it. I already realized I don't agree with my first decision I made, because I don't think I'll ever really be using my baking supplies on the daily, so I'll probably put them in the cupboard right there or in my storage room. So let's actually grab her again. And I think we'll be filling this with my pasta, soup, those type of things. So they're still in like the main cupboard. And that's where I would like it to be. So apparently I still have KFC lava sauce. That's pretty interesting. I also have a lot of these edamame beans, but because they're steamed and kind of slimy, I don't like them. So I'll try and see if I can donate those somewhere. Okay, so I feel like I kind of know what would make sense. I have this big box full of tea, so let's quickly make sure it's just tea. And I feel like we'll put the tea on top because I still kind of want these other supplies to be a little bit more reachable, even though I don't really use them anyways. So let's do that too. Also, I am not a noodle girl, at least not anymore. And I managed to let 2 packs of noodles expire. That's kind of sad, honestly. Someone could have eaten that. Oh my god, I let 3 noodles expire. So I'm genuinely pretty over this. I do kind of regret starting this. It's actually a pretty big project and I don't have the energy for this. But it's good for me. I know I'll feel very satisfied when everything's done. But as for right now, why did I do this? Anyways, let's continue. Hi, I'm back and this is where we left off. So even though I kind of visualized how I wanted my covers to turn out, I still switched quite a lot of things up. So this is kind of what it turned out to be. Also, this feels like such a pointless video. Like, hi, this is me organizing my cupboards. I hope you enjoy it. So welcome to my cupboards right now. And it finally started to make a little bit of sense. This is what I did. All of my breakfast is right here. Even though this is mainly just coffee, this is all my breakfast. So we have pasta and rice. But they fit in these boxes very nicely. So breakfast, pasta, rice. Now that I'm saying this out loud, it's already not making that much sense again. Then we have some dinner supplies up here. Right here we have a snack box full of snacks. Then we have our little coffee section, and I also have 2 of these egg things, but I'm out of eggs, so we don't have any eggs in there. So over here we have a little health section where we have protein powders, magnesium and fiber. I have my basket full of my vitamins. Then if we get right here, we have my tea selection that I just kind of use right now because I have a lot of tea, which you'll see in a second. And the coffee cups for my Nespresso machine. So that's right here. Hi, now we're on the floor, sort of. This is the bottom cabinet. First we have my baking supplies that I use quite frequently because I managed to turn into a baker somehow. And I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot. So I have the ingredients that I use more frequently right here, so I don't have to walk to the storage room where we'll find more baking supplies. Then right here we have a basket full of just soup and canned ingredients like beans, corn, that sort of stuff. Just easy meals and a few pasta things like spaghetti and lasagna in here. Then for these 2 I still have to kind of figure out what I want to do with it. I have a few cleaning supplies in there, but it does feel a little useless right now. So that's right there. The rest of my cupboards aren't really that interesting, but I'll show you anyways. This is just the typical under the sink storage. Not that interesting. And then right here we have my cooking supplies. Air fryer, Tupperware, cooking pans, more pans, grilled cheese maker, So yeah, that's right here. So now we're getting to the point where I didn't just organize my cupboards, but I actually did the rest of my home as well. So at first this was in my bedroom, and what was in my bedroom was in my storage room. So now instead of this big black thing, I have my little white metal rack thing where we just have some makeup, my camera gear, and beauty products that I don't need to use right now. So like extra toothpaste, shampoo, dry shampoo, toothpicks, makeup remover, those type of things. So now for in here, we have my insane tea collection. I love tea. In here we have more baking supplies and herbs and spices. Moving on, we have an empty box, and then right next to it we have toilet paper. Because, well, this was stored in my bedroom, so it was a little bit uncomfortable to tell people like, yeah, you can pick some for my bedroom. Like, it just makes more sense to have it in the storage room. However, I did not figure out I could put this cabinet right here, but now I did. Moving on, we have my bed sheets. So I know this might seem pretty insignificant and not that big of a deal, but I think this took me a total of anywhere from 10 to 15 hours of just deep cleaning, moving everything, reorganizing everything, throwing away the stuff that I did not need or did not want anymore, or donating stuff to friends. I also have a lot of spare clothes that I either want to give to my friends or donate somewhere. That was my cupboard organization video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you. I hope this inspired you in some sort of way. I feel like it's a pretty good start for the new year. Yeah, enough yapping for now. Bye!